History isn't just written by victors. It's often manipulated by masters of the long con. While most of us struggle to keep a simple secret, some individuals have managed to bend reality itself. They didn't just tell lies, they created worlds. Today, we step inside the world of the greatest deceivers, men who didn't just break the law, they rewrote the rules of identity. In 1925, the city of Paris was struggling with the upkeep of the Eiffel Tower. The iconic structure, once a marvel of engineering, had become a costly burden. This was the perfect moment for a man of immense charm and audacity to step onto the stage. Enter Victor Lustig, connoisseur of human weakness. Lustig saw opportunity where others saw only rust and decay. Using expertly forged government letterhead, he invited the city's 6 biggest scrap metal dealers to a secret, high-stakes meeting at the luxurious Hôtel de Crillon. Posing as a deputy director general, Lustig laid out his confidential government plan. He lamented the astronomical costs of maintaining the tower and convinced the men that the city had made the difficult decision to demolish it and sell it for scrap. The deal was presented as a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Lustig didn't just sell the idea, he sold the illusion of exclusivity and urgency. He collected a massive bid, plus a hefty personal bribe to secure the deal, and vanished with the money to Vienna. The chosen victim, André Poisson, was so utterly humiliated by the scam that he never reported the crime to the police, allowing Lustig to walk away clean. But Lustig's audacity knew no bounds. A month later, he returned to Paris and tried to sell the Eiffel Tower a second time. During the dark days of World War II, the insatiable greed of the Nazi elite created a different kind of opportunity. Nazi leader Hermann Göring, an obsessive art collector, believed he had acquired a priceless, undiscovered masterpiece by the Dutch master, Johannes Vermeer. The painting, The Woman Taken in Adultery, was the crown jewel of his stolen collection. Little did he know, he had been completely swindled by a clever forger named Han van Meegeren. Van Meegeren wasn't just a painter, he was a chemist of deception. A failed artist himself, he harbored a deep resentment for the critics who had dismissed his work. He channeled this bitterness into a brilliant scheme, developing a unique process to create perfect forgeries. He mixed his own paints using phenol formaldehyde, which caused the oil to harden quickly, perfectly simulating the cracks and texture of centuries-old canvases. He then baked the paintings to complete the aging process. When he was arrested after the war for collaboration, accused of selling a national treasure to the enemy, he faced the death penalty. His only defense was the truth, as unbelievable as it was. He confessed to being a fraud. To prove his incredible claim, he painted his final Vermeer masterpiece in a courtroom under the watchful eyes of police and reporters. In a stunning reversal, Han van Meegeren went from being a reviled traitor to a celebrated national hero for having masterfully fooled the very top of the Nazi regime with their own avarice. If Lustig sold things and van Meegeren painted things, Ferdinand de Mara became people. Known to the world as the Great Imposter, de Mara possessed an extraordinary talent for inhabiting identities he had no right to claim. Without any formal medical or legal training, he successfully masqueraded as a civil engineer, a sheriff's deputy, a prison warden, a doctor of psychology, and a lawyer. His most shocking and dangerous impersonation took place during the Korean War. Posing as Dr. Joseph Cyr, a surgeon, de Mara managed to enlist in the Royal Canadian Navy, stationed aboard the destroyer HMCS Cayuga. In the heat of battle, he was the only surgeon available. Armed with nothing more than a medical textbook he had quickly memorized and an unshakable confidence, he performed major, successful surgeries on wounded soldiers, including complex chest operations and amputations. He saved lives with sheer nerve and a photographic memory. When the real Dr. Cyr's mother read a newspaper article praising her son's heroic deeds at sea, the deception unraveled. When later asked why he risked it all, de Mara simply explained that he was driven by a desire for respectability and the thrill of the challenge, without the tedium of actually studying for it. Lustig, Van Meegeren, and Damara remind us that the line between genius and madness is often just a convincing suit and a steady gaze. They hold a mirror to our own perceptions, showing us that we often see what we want to see. Believing what we are told if the story is good enough. They prove that reality can sometimes be the most elaborate illusion of all. Thank you for traveling through time with us. I'm at World Time Capsule. If you enjoyed this dive into the shadows of the past, hit that subscribe button. Until next time, keep questioning the facts.